The rescue chopper hovered above him for 6 hours, and he refused to climb in. North Vietnam, 1972, Operation Linebacker. The skies above Hanoi were a graveyard for American aircraft. SAM missiles streaked through the air like angry hornets. Anti-aircraft fire turned the clouds orange, and every pilot knew, if you go down over enemy territory, you're on your own, unless you're lucky, unless someone refuses to leave you behind. Captain Mike Thornton was an F-4 Phantom pilot, 28 years old, Texas-born, third-generation military. Flew with his best friend, Lieutenant Dave Harrison, as his weapons system officer in the back seat. They called themselves Thunder and Lightning. On March 16, 1972, they launched on what was supposed to be a routine strike mission against supply routes near the Chinese border. It wasn't routine, and by the end of that day, Mike Thornton would make a decision that would define the rest of his life. 600 hours. USS Constellation, Gulf of Tonkin. The carrier deck was organized chaos. F-4 Phantoms lined up, engines screaming, steam billowing from the catapults. Mike and Dave sat in their cockpit, running pre-flight checks. Radio chatter filled their helmets. Weather reports, target coordinates, rules of engagement. Thunder 2-1, you are cleared for launch, the air boss called over the radio. Mike pushed the throttles forward. The twin J-79 engines roared. The catapult fired. The Phantom shot forward, slamming them back into their seats. 3 seconds later, they were airborne. Dave's voice crackled in Mike's headset. "We're looking good, Mike. All systems green." "Copy that," Mike said. "Let's go drop some iron." The mission briefing was simple. Strike a suspected supply depot 15 miles south of Hanoi. Avoid SAM sites. Stay below cloud cover. Get in and get out. Simple. On paper. They flew in a 4-ship formation. Thunder flight. 4 F-4s loaded with bombs and rockets. Mike was number 2 in the formation. The landscape below was green, rice paddies, jungle, rivers snaking through the valleys. Beautiful, if you ignored the fact that people down there were trying to kill you. But the real surprise was still waiting in the clouds. 20 minutes into the mission, the first SAM launch warning blared in Mike's headset. "Sam! Sam! Brake right!" Mike yanked the stick. The Phantom rolled hard. A surface-to-air missile screamed past, missing them by 50 feet. "Jesus!" Dave yelled. "That was close!" "Too close," Mike muttered. The formation scattered. Standard procedure. Make yourself a harder target. Regroup later. But regrouping never happened. Thunder Lead took a hit. Direct strike. The F-4 exploded mid-air. No chutes, no survivors. "Thunder Lead is down!" someone shouted over the radio. Mike's stomach dropped. He knew those guys. Had breakfast with them 2 hours ago. "Stay focused, Mike," Dave said from the back seat. "We still have a job to do." Mike nodded, pushed the throttle forward. They had to complete the mission. Drop the bombs. Get home. They dove toward the target. Anti-aircraft fire filled the sky, black puffs of flak exploding around them like fireworks. Mike pickled the bombs, felt the Phantom lurch upward as the weight dropped away. "Bombs away," Dave called. "Good hits. Let's get out of here." Mike pulled back on the stick, started climbing, heading for the coast. That's when they heard it. The lock-on tone. A SAM had them. "Brake left! Brake left!" Dave screamed. Mike threw the Phantom into a hard turn. G-forces crushed them into their seats. The world spun, but the missile was faster. It hit them in the left engine. That's when everything changed. The explosion was deafening. The Phantom shuddered. Alarms screamed in the cockpit. Fire warning lights lit up like a Christmas tree. "We're hit! We're hit!" Dave yelled. Mike fought the controls. The The stick felt like dead weight in his hands. Hydraulics failing. Engine number 1 on fire. Engine number 2 losing power. "Can you keep it in the air?" Dave asked, his voice tight with fear. "I'm trying," Mike said through gritted teeth. He wasn't trying. He was wrestling, fighting a 40-ton machine that wanted to fall out of the sky. The altimeter spun downward. 15,000 feet. 12,000. 10,000. "Mike, we need to eject," Dave said. "Not yet," Mike said. "I can get us over the coast." Engine number 2 exploded. The Phantom rolled inverted. Mike lost all control. "Eject! Eject! Eject!" Dave screamed. Mike pulled the ejection handle. The canopy blew off. The rocket seat fired. Mike was thrown into the air like a rag doll. The world became a blur. Sky, ground, sky, ground. Then the parachute deployed. Sudden, violent deceleration. Mike gasped for breath, looked around. Below him, the jungle, dense, green, deadly. Above him, another parachute. Dave. They were both alive, for now. But beneath the jungle canopy, something else was waiting. Mike hit the ground hard, rolled, his parachute draped over trees above him. He lay there for a moment, checking himself. Arms working, legs working, head ringing but intact. He keyed his survival radio. "Thunder 2-1 is down. Repeat, Thunder 2-1 is down. Anyone copy?" Static. He tried again. "Thunder 2-1 to any station. I'm alive. Need extraction." A voice crackled through. Weak. Distant. "Thunder 2-1. This is Sandy 03. We copy. What's your position?" Mike pulled out his map. Tried to orient himself. "I'm approximately 10 clicks south of the target. Heavy jungle near a river." "Copy 2-1. Stay put. We're organizing a rescue. ETA unknown." Mike looked around. The jungle was quiet. Too quiet. "Dave," he called out. "Dave, you copy?" His radio crackled. "Mike, I'm here." Relief flooded through him. "Where are you?" "Maybe 200 yards north of you." "But Mike..." The tone in Dave's voice made Mike's blood run cold. "What is it?" "I'm hurt, man. I'm hurt bad." "Hold on. You're missing the real story." Mike didn't hesitate. He grabbed his survival kit, checked his sidearm, a .38 revolver, 6 shots, and started moving through the jungle. Every step was calculated, quiet, deliberate. The jungle was alive with sounds, birds, insects, rustling leaves. Or were those footsteps? Mike froze, listened. Nothing. He kept moving. "Dave, keep talking to me," Mike said into his radio. "I'm coming to you." "Hurts. To talk." Dave's voice was weak, fading. "Stay with me, buddy. I'm almost there." Mike pushed through thick vegetation. Vines, thorns, mud. Then he saw it. A parachute, tangled in the trees. And below it, Dave. Mike's heart sank. Dave was lying on the ground, half propped against a tree. His flight suit was torn, blood everywhere. "Oh God," Mike whispered. He ran to him, dropped to his knees. "Dave! Dave! I'm here!" Dave opened his eyes. Barely. "Hey! Thunder!" Mike assessed the injuries. Dave's left leg was shattered. Compound fracture. Bones sticking through the skin. Blood pooling in the dirt. Okay," Mike said, trying to keep his voice steady. "We're gonna fix this. We're gonna get you out of here." He pulled out his first aid kit. Morphine syringe, bandages, tourniquet. "Mike," Dave grabbed his arm. "You need to leave." "Shut up," Mike said. "I'm not leaving you." "They're coming," Dave said. "I can hear them." Mike stopped, listened. In the distance, voices, shouting, in Vietnamese. The enemy was closing in. But what they found beneath the canopy changed everything. Mike keyed his survival radio. "Sandy 03, this is Thunder 2-1. I found my wingman. He's badly injured. We need immediate extraction. Static. Then. Copy 2-1. Rescue is inbound. ETA 20 minutes. Can you hold position? Mike looked at Dave. At the blood. At the jungle around them. Negative, Sandy. We have enemy forces closing in. We need that extraction now. Understood. Jolly Green is pushing hard. Hang tight. 20 minutes. It might as well have been 20 hours. Mike applied a tourniquet to Dave's leg. Gave him morphine. Wrapped the wound as best he could. You're gonna be okay, Mike said. You hear me? You're gonna be okay. Dave smiled weakly. You're a terrible liar. Mike laughed despite everything. Yeah, I know. The voices in the jungle were getting louder, closer. Mike pulled out his .38, 6 shots. Against how many, he didn't want to find out. Sandy, where's that Jolly Green? Mike said into the radio. 2 minutes out. Stand by for smoke. Mike pulled a smoke grenade from his vest. Ready to pop smoke on your call. Thunder 2-1, pop smoke. Mike pulled the pin, threw the grenade 20 yards away. Red smoke billowed into the air. I have red smoke, the Jolly Green pilot called. That's us, Mike confirmed. The sound of rotor blades filled the air, getting louder, closer. Then Mike saw it. The HH-3E Jolly Green Giant. Big, slow, beautiful. The helicopter descended through the trees. Rotor wash flattened the vegetation. The crew chief leaned out, scanning for them. Mike waved. Here, we're here. The Jolly Green hovered 30 feet above them. Too high to jump. Too low to be safe. The jungle penetrator dropped. A metal seat attached to a steel cable. Mike grabbed it, started strapping Dave in. Go, Dave said. You first. No way, Mike said. You're going up first. He secured Dave to the penetrator, gave the crew chief a thumbs up. The winch whirred. Dave started rising. That's when the gunfire started. But the real surprise was still waiting. Muzzle flashes erupted from the tree line. AK-47 fire. Lots of it. Mike dove for cover. Bullets shredded the vegetation around him. The Jolly Green's door gunners opened fire. M60 machine guns roaring. Brass casings raining down. Get him up! Get him up! Mike screamed into the radio. Dave was still ascending. Slowly. Too slowly. A round hit the winch cable. Sparks flew. Cable's damaged! The crew chief shouted. Can you still reel him in? The pilot asked. Trying. Mike fired his .38 at the muzzle flashes. 1, 2, 3 shots, 3 left. Dave reached the helicopter. The crew chief grabbed him, pulled him inside. He's in! He's in! The crew chief yelled. The jungle penetrator dropped again. Thunder 2-1, you're up! The pilot called. Mike ran for the penetrator. Bullets kicked up dirt around his feet. He grabbed the metal seat, started strapping himself in. An explosion rocked the jungle. RPG. The Jolly Green lurched sideways. We're taking. Fire! The pilot yelled. We need to go. Now! Wait! Mike screamed. I'm not secured. We can't wait. Hold on. The helicopter started climbing. Mike wasn't strapped in. He grabbed the penetrator with both hands. His feet left the ground. The jungle fell away below him. He was dangling, 50 feet below the helicopter, spinning, gunfire still crackling below. Pull me up, Mike yelled. Winch is jammed, the crew chief shouted back. Mike looked down. The jungle spun beneath him. If he let go, he was dead. If the winch cable snapped, he was dead. He held on. The Jolly Green flew 1 mile, 2 miles, away from the enemy, away from the guns. Finally, the winch engaged. Mike started rising, inch by inch. The crew chief grabbed him, pulled him into the helicopter. Mike collapsed on the floor, gasping, shaking. He looked over at Dave. The medic was working on him? IV fluids, bandages? Is he gonna make it? Mike asked. The medic didn't answer right away. Then he nodded. Yeah, he'll make it. Mike closed his eyes, let out a breath he didn't know he'd been holding. They were alive. Both of them. That's when everything changed. The Jolly Green headed for the coast, toward safety. Mike sat up, looked out the open door. The jungle stretched below them. Green, endless. The pilot's voice crackled over the intercom. Thunder 2-1, good work down there. You both showed real courage. Thanks, Mike said. But something didn't feel right. He looked at the crew chief. How many people can this bird carry? The crew chief frowned. In an emergency, maybe 8, 10. How many do we have now? Just you two plus crew. Why? Mike's stomach twisted. Thunder Lead went down before us. 2-man crew. Did anyone pick them up? Silence. The crew chief shook his head. No shoots reported. They didn't make it. Mike felt like he'd been punched in the gut. He knew those guys. Jack Morrison, Tom Chen. Good men, good pilots, gone. What about Thunder 3 and 4? Mike asked. Did they make it back? The pilot's voice came back. Thunder 4 made it. Thunder 3... A pause. They went down about 5 clicks from your position. No contact since. Mike's blood ran cold. Are we going back for them? Another pause. Longer this time. Negative. Area's too hot. Command says it's too risky. Mike stared at the jungle below. Somewhere down there, 2 more pilots were waiting, hoping, praying someone would come, and command was leaving them. Turn around, Mike said. The pilot laughed. What? Turn around. We're going back. Thunder 2-1, we have our orders. I don't care about orders, Mike shouted. There are men down there. The crew chief put a hand on Mike's shoulder. I get it, but we're almost bingo fuel. If we go back, we might not make it out. Mike looked at Dave. Unconscious now. Safe. Then he looked at the jungle. 2 more men down there. Alive or dead, he didn't know. But someone had to try. But beneath the silence, something else was happening. Mike grabbed the radio handset. Sandy 03, this is Thunder 2-1. I need you to organize another rescue. Thunder 3 went down 5 clicks from my position. Copy 2-1, we're aware. Rescue assets are unavailable at this time. Then send me back down. Silence. Say again? Send me back down. The pilot turned around in his seat, stared at Mike. You're serious? Dead serious. You just got shot down. Your wingman almost died, and you want to go back? Mike met his eyes. Yes. The crew chief shook his head. You're crazy, man. Maybe, Mike said. But I'm not leaving them. The pilot stared at him for a long moment. Then he keyed his radio. Sandy 03, Thunder 2-1 is requesting to be inserted back into the area to locate Thunder 3 crew. A long pause. Then, stand by. Minutes passed. Mike waited. Finally, Thunder 2-1, request approved. Jolly Green will insert you at a safe LZ. You'll have 6 hours of daylight. If you're not at the extraction point by 1800 hours, you're on your own. 6 hours. Mike looked at Dave, at the medic working on him. Take care of him, Mike said. The medic nodded. What are you doing? Something stupid. The Jolly Green turned around, headed back toward the jungle. Just a moment. You're missing the real point here. The helicopter landed in a small clearing. Rotor wash flattened the grass. Mike jumped out. Survival kit. Radio. 38 revolver with 3 rounds left. The crew chief leaned out. 6 hours, don't be late. I won't. The Jolly Green lifted off. The sound faded. Mike was alone. He checked his map. Thunder 3 went down approximately 5 kilometers northeast, through dense jungle, probably crawling with enemy patrols. He started walking. The jungle was different now, hostile. Every sound was a threat, every shadow an enemy. Mike moved carefully, quietly. He keyed his survival radio. Thunder 3, this is Thunder 2-1. Anyone copy? Static. Thunder 3, if you can hear me, I'm coming for you. Nothing. He kept moving, one foot in front of the other. An hour passed. 2 hours. The sun moved across the sky. Time was running out. Then he heard it. Faint, distant. A whistle, survival signal. Mike changed direction, headed toward the sound. Thunder 3, keep signaling. I'm close. The whistle came again, stronger this time. Mike pushed through thick vegetation. Thorns tore at his flight suit. And then he saw them, 2 figures, sitting against a tree. Captain Rick Nelson, Lieutenant Brad Cooper. Thunder 3. Mike ran to them. Rick, Brad, you okay? Rick looked up. His face was pale, exhausted, but he smiled. Took you long enough. Brad was holding his arm, broken by the look of it. We thought no one was coming. I'm here, Mike said. Can you walk? Yeah, Rick said. He stood, helped Brad up. Good, because we have 4 hours to make it to the extraction point. 4 hours? Brad said. That's 10 clicks through enemy territory. Mike grinned. Then we better start running. But the real challenge was just beginning. They moved as fast as they could. Rick led. Mike brought up the rear, Brad in the middle favoring his broken arm. Every 100 yards, Mike checked his map, adjusted their heading. They had to move fast. But not so fast they made noise. It was a balance, speed versus stealth. They didn't always get it right. Twice they heard voices, enemy patrols, close. They froze, waited, barely breathing. The voices passed. They kept moving. 3 hours in, Brad collapsed. I can't, he gasped. I need to rest. Mike checked his watch. 1 hour left, 3 clicks to go. We don't have time, Mike said. Leave me, Brad said. You two go. Rick looked at Mike. He's right. We can't carry him. Mike stared at Brad, at his broken arm, his exhausted face. Then he grabbed Brad's good arm, pulled him up. We're not leaving anyone, Mike said. You hear me? No one gets left behind. He slung Brad's arm over his shoulder. Rick took the other side. They started moving again. Slower now, but together. That's when everything changed. 7:45 hours, 15 minutes to extraction. They reached the clearing, the designated LZ. It was empty. Mike keyed his radio. Sandy 03, Thunder 2-1 is at the LZ with Thunder 3 crew. Where's our ride? Static. Sandy 03, do you copy? More static. Then, Thunder 2-1, Jolly Green is 2 minutes out. Stand by. 2 minutes felt like 2 hours. They heard it before they saw it. The deep thrum of rotor blades. The Jolly Green appeared over the tree line. I see you, the pilot called. Pop smoke. Mike threw his last smoke grenade. Green smoke billowed. The helicopter descended. Gunfire erupted from the jungle. The enemy had found them. Contact! Contact! Mike yelled. The door gunners returned fire. The jungle penetrator dropped. Go, go, Mike shouted. Rick strapped Brad in, gave the thumbs up. Brad started rising. More gunfire, closer now. Mike fired his .38, 1 round, 2 rounds, empty. He threw the gun away, grabbed Rick. Your turn. What about you? I'll be right behind you. Rick grabbed the penetrator, started rising. Mike stood alone in the clearing, bullets kicking up dirt around him. The penetrator came back down. Mike grabbed it, strapped in, Pull me up. The winch engaged. Mike started rising, an explosion. RPG, close. The Jolly Green lurched. Mike spun wildly on the cable. Hold on! The crew chief yelled. Mike held on. The jungle fell away. He was lifted into the helicopter. Hands grabbed him, pulled him inside. The Jolly Green climbed, fast, away from the fire. Mike collapsed on the floor, breathing hard. Rick and Brad were there, alive. The crew chief grinned. You're one crazy son of a bitch, you know that? Mike laughed, exhausted, relieved. Yeah, I know. But the story wasn't over yet. They made it back to the carrier. All of them. Dave survived. Lost his leg below the knee, but he survived. Rick and Brad recovered, flew again. Mike was awarded the Air Force Cross, second highest decoration for valor, but he never wore it. When asked why, he said, I didn't do anything special. I just didn't leave my friends. Years later, at a reunion, someone asked him, was it worth it, going back? Mike looked at Rick and Brad, at Dave, walking with a prosthetic leg but walking. Yeah, he said quietly. It was worth it. Because in war, you don't leave your brothers behind. Even if it costs everything. Even if the whole world says it's impossible. You don't leave them. And sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is refuse to climb into that rescue helicopter until everyone else is safe first. Mike Thornton retired from the Air Force in 1985, went home to Texas, lived quietly. He didn't talk about the war much, didn't need to. The men he saved, they talked for him. At his funeral in 2018, 4 old men in wheelchairs sat in the front row. Dave Harrison, Rick Nelson, Brad Cooper, and Tom Reeves. Another pilot Mike had saved on a different mission that was never publicized. They didn't give speeches. They didn't need to. They were there, alive, because one man refused to leave. On Mike's headstone, they inscribed one line. He hovered above us all and refused to leave anyone behind. If this story moved you, if it made you think about courage, loyalty, and the choices we make when everything is on the line, hit that like button. These stories deserve to be told. These pilots deserve to be remembered. Subscribe for more untold stories from Vietnam, the tunnels, the helicopters, the choices no one talks about. Because history isn't just about battles won or lost. It's about the moments in between, the decisions made in the air, the courage no one saw. See you in the next one.